Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and so today I'm going to be a bit more positive towards Games Workshop. I do believe that when it comes to any company or corporation, you have to kind of be Pavlovian with how you treat them. You reward good behavior, you talk about good behavior, you scorn bad behavior, right? So both things have to apply. And in that vein of thought, I think I actually might have to be kind of positive. I'm not saying Games Workshop's a great company by far, okay? They are not, right? I'm not saying they're the best company. Again, no, they're not. What I'm saying, they have done some good things this year. Yes, the year was started with a lot of controversy. I'm not going to deny that. But there are things they've done good this year. I suppose that's the best word I can use. And it kind of needs to be spoken about, in my opinion. And it's not really being spoken about. Let's start with the biggest one, which I have sat on for a while, but the reason I sat on it because I had to make sure it didn't happen. And I've waited a couple of months, and I'm thinking it's probably about the time they won't do it now because we're coming up to September. This is August, so as of today, recording, there hasn't been their annual 5% price rise. This is great. I like this. This is a good thing for the community. Not having that additional price rise happening every year, having a year not doing it. And because they now had, again, record profits without the price rise, they might maintain this cost for a while now. I'm saying might. It's something I'm going to have to look again next year, or maybe they'll just do one anyway and prove me wrong. But record profits and no price rise is a good thing, right? They are seeing that people will buy if they don't raise the prices. They will still get their high profits if they don't raise the prices. And hopefully this is a good thing for them. Like I said, it's a Pavlovian response. They received a good thing for not raising their prices, and hopefully this will maintain. And I quite like that, actually. Second thing is, again, just to balance this out, the Saturn 9 launch was horrific. However, the Kill Team box that they released, that was actually one of the best boxes they released in a long time. It's the cheapest skirmish box you can get on the market, to my knowledge. It's a fantastic box. It's exactly what I thought a Kill Team box should be. You have 14 unique models, and you got MDF scenery there, which is great because you can build it up, take it down, and it's a good box. The rules are well written. I actually ended up buying the separate rule book as well because I actually really enjoyed playing it and I wanted to get the more in-depth rules. And it's probably the only 40k game I actually play now. Current edition, I should say, because I'm not playing the current edition of Horus Heresy until they fix it. And at the moment, it seems to be a complete write-off. But no, the rules are good. It seems pretty well balanced in what I've seen. It's a fun game. It's enjoyable. It's fast-paced. There are some niggling issues I have with it. But in overall, it's a pretty good game. It's a good narrative game, and I kind of like it. The other thing I've noticed is not only has there been no price rise, some things have actually gotten cheaper. Again, this is kind of a weird thing. If you do Mechanicum for Horus Heresy, it's about 5 to 10% cheaper than doing Mechanicum for 40k. And this is ignoring Forge World, of course, okay? Well, even then, the engine seer for Forge World is cheaper than the engine seer for 40k. And, the sit-down miniature one. But that's an old model anyway, so let's just move on past that. But again, we're seeing some price drops in a way. Like, we're seeing you can buy 5 Terminators for 40k for 40 quid, or you can 55 for 10 in Horus Heresy, and they've stated that a Terminator is a Terminator. We've seen a return of the drop pod, which is cheaper than the 40k one. I don't know why you would use the 40k one now. You don't really need two unless you're doing a mass infantry army, and it can be easily converted into the Dreadnought one by just removing lots of the stuff inside. Anyway, so that's like I said, this is the good things that are happening, and they need to be spoken about. The other thing, I'm just trying to think what else there is, because it's been quite a bit. Some of them, they have started focusing on kit bashing again. The Grey Knights Codex has a kit bashing, couple pages on kit bashing, which is great. I think this is a fantastic return to form for people who like Warhammer and 40k, especially the old guard, the Greybeards, because kit bashing has always been a pillar of the community and a pillar of the hobby. It's one of the best parts, in my opinion. I love kit bashing. I love converting models. I think it's a good way of making your HQ unique to you and not having the same HQ as everyone else, or making veterans more unique from their standard tactical or normal squads, because you can add extra weapons, etc. And what we see with the Grey Knights Codex, you saw how to kit bash. There is, of course, the 2 data sheets which aren't going to be made into models but need to be kit bashed in the Horus Heresy Journal Tactica, Massacre on Isstvan 5. And now we've seen a focus on creativity with the latest White Dwarf, when it was all about making your own chapter, and even giving you transfers to make your own chapter with. Again, all of this is a nice return to form for Games Workshop, or well, a step towards that. And it's not something people are really talking about. I think most people either are so positive about Games Workshop that they just want to say positive things, that this stuff just goes under the carpet, because it's not the things they want to talk about. They want to say how great the models are, not how great converting is. Changing the models because they're so fantastic, or ignoring a price rise, or ignoring a non-price rise, and ignoring instability, because they've been arguing that price rises are good for so long that when they don't do it, they cannot really go against themselves by saying, hey, we didn't do a price rise this year. And of course, you've got the opposite side of the spectrum as well, which is obviously you cannot be absolute negatives. They cannot say positive things about Games Workshop, because it goes against what they brand themselves on. I think it's something like that. And again, this is just not my way of thinking. I think we need to do both. So yes, while there has been many controversies this year, Games Workshop has been slowly stepping in the right direction in certain aspects. Just to round this up, there has been no price rise. There's been some price drops, and you've got the new Kill Team box, which is fantastic and is the cheapest. Again, saying Games Workshop's the cheapest is just a weird thing to do. And finally, they are now having a focus on kit bashing and converting. And all of these things are absolutely fantastic and well worth talking about, because, we should talk about these things. And this is important. But we say the positive as well as the negative. It's not just negative. It's got to be positive too. If things are bad, you talk about them. If things are good, you talk about them. Like I said, reward good behavior, scorn bad behavior, and you are going to get a company that will hopefully be itself right. And I'm just talking about this now because it is something that needs to be spoken about. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you. And if you wish to save money on your wargaming, there is up to 20% off in Wayland Games and free delivery up to £20. There's also Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, and all that really cool stuff. There's my merchandise as well, stickers and t-shirts, and there's my comics. All those links are down in the description. And what else? Oh, Skyforge. Never get Skyforge. Good friend of mine. I do not get paid for that. I just really want to support a friend. And finally, Patreon. Because business. Bye-bye.